Hi guys, so welcome back to the channel. So if you don't know me, I'm Erica, my husband is Sean, and we have a 2.5-year-old son, Aurelius. So today is going to be like more of an emotional topic because it's kind of like I've been dreading to talk about it, but I think it needs to be talked about. A lot of times the way people come off with this topic is kind of like hurting to the person that's going through the situation. So we're going to talk about miscarriages. A lot of times when I first had my miscarriage, I kept it in to myself, didn't talk to nobody about it. I think a few people knew, went to the hospital, got what needed to be done, and just like stayed to myself. And then I grabbed that one thing that I needed to really focus on, which was college, and just push through, telling myself I can do better, I can be better, in the future, I'll get there. I'll have kids. Everything will be healthy wise. So moving on, college, and then I meet my husband. So we met in college. We dated. We knew each other throughout college, and then we dated for like a full year, and then we got engaged, and then we got married. So the same year our wedding was, I was working for Amazon at the time. I just came down, there was really bad bugs going, like a virus, not like bugs biting you, but a virus bug going around down here. And I was so like dehydrated. I couldn't keep any fluids down. I couldn't keep any food down. I couldn't keep anything. I was like literally burning up, running a fever. Like literally Sean was holding my hair from puking. It was hard. But as you guys, you'll see me laugh a little bit because it keeps you from crying or thinking so deep into those thoughts, those times when you went through what you went through. So laughter is escaped for pain, so we're just gonna go with that. But so it was 2 months before our wedding, which we got married on Valentine's Day. So we went in, like, because I was dehydrated, so they had already started me on IVs. They had already like started giving me stuff for nausea. They had took blood work. It was hard getting blood work for me. They said I was like so dehydrated, my veins were so little, they couldn't really get any. So when they finally did get some blood, we had to like wait at least, blood work can take from, depends on where you at on the waiting list. So we waited about, after they took blood work, we waited about 3 hours, and then they took more tests. They took like a urine test, and the doctor came back in. He was like, "Sir, can you go out?" Which is my fiance at the time. He was telling him to go out, and I was like, "It's okay, whatever you have to tell him, you can say to me. You have to say to me, you can tell him." So he was like, "Well, your HCC level came back confirming that you are also pregnant. So not only do you have this virus, but you're pregnant. So it could be morning symptoms." And I had told the guy, I said, "Well," the doctor, I said, "Well, I thought I was on my period." And I said, "Well, I'm bleeding." He was like, "That's normal in some women to have that." But he was like, "It's not normal when it starts to become like heavy, like a period bleeding." And so, they told us what we needed to do, make appointments. They definitely trying to like keep me hydrated, so give me a lot of fluids. They didn't urge me to eat yet because it was really, the bug was just like hitting you so hard. And so we did that, and we went home. I felt better, so I wound up going to work the next day. I was so excited that we were like pregnant. I thought about everything. We was like happy. We was like, this is really like everything was happening. And then I was at work. Normally we cannot keep, if you work for Amazon, you cannot have your phones with you. So they're in the locker. You can't have like any electronics with you. So basically I just had the urge, like I was peeing on myself really bad. I'm like, my bladder's not that bad. And so I go to the bathroom, and it's just lots of blood. So what I do, basically had to wait till another female walked in the bathroom so that she can go and get manager or something. And then they like basically was just helping me out, giving me stuff to like towels or cloths, so I wouldn't be like literally driving in the car. Or they was going to call the ambulance. I was like, no, I'd rather just go with my husband, call him, get him. So I called Sean. He had to leave work early. I said, I think we're having a miscarriage. I'm like, I'm really bleeding really, really bad. Like, it's not a period. And it was like just clocks. I know this is TMI, but this is the stuff we're not allowed to talk about. People just like sweep it under the rug. They always just say, well, you'll have another one, or you can try again. Like, what my body is going through now, why can't I talk about it? Why can't I discuss it? Why do everyone have to tell me it's okay, you can try again, you can have another one? But what do I do about my emotions now? Like, people think like it's a period when you're having a miscarriage. No, it is not a period. It's horrible, because a period, you're not going to the bathroom seeing large clots and clots after clots after clots coming out your body. Not only is that, like, you have your period pain, but once you have given like birth, you know like what contractions are. So it's basically like your body for the next, you can be from a week to two. Mine was about a week and a half, so almost 2 weeks, 2 days from like 2 weeks. But it's like, it was basically like the beginning of really hard Braxton Hicks. But it's not that like Braxton Hicks is like short, but it's like really like just going, because what your body is doing, it needs to get rid of everything. It's basically like you're giving birth, and your body is just trying to get rid of everything that your body made for this baby to live and survive and grow. So now your body have to let all that go. So it's basically just really, it's really hard on the body, because your hormones, like, you really already have high hormones, so your hormones is everywhere. You're crying out the blue. People asking you, are you okay? And you want to be like, scream, like, no, I'm not okay. Like, my body, I don't understand why. There's no answers why they can tell me what happened. They just, sometimes it could have been a birth defect with this baby, or sometimes, it could have just been like the environment, what you're eating, what you're doing to yourself. But a lot of times doctors don't want you to have that blame on yourself, so they tell you they don't know why it happened. It just happens, and it's crazy. So you really don't know. But my first and second miscarriage were similar. My third one, I think my third was the worst one, was June. Today is June 22nd, so June 5th we miscarried. I had, like, for some reason my breast, TMI, my breast was hurting really bad, and I'm always on time for my period, regardless of, no matter what, I'm always on time for my period. And my breast was hurting. I was eating a ton. I do not eat a lot of food, so if I see an increase in appetite, my thing is like, okay, what's up? I don't eat a ton of food, and I was just hungry. And so I was like, okay, fine, I'll take a pregnancy test. So I took one June 31st, and then I took one June 1st, and they both came back positive. So it was basically saying I was one to two, almost 3 weeks pregnant. And so when, like, June 5th, I kind of like started, like, the 4th, I was cramping. But then I'm thinking, like, okay, maybe everything is, in the beginning, it's kind of like how I was when pregnancy with Eminem. And I'm just like, something's not feeling right. And then I just woke up. It was like heavy blood clots, and I just broke down crying, because I'm like, why this again? Why this? Like, you just don't know why. You just like, I wasn't trying at the time, because we wanted to wait until we move, which is, we're moving in a few months, be like a month and a half now. And I just wanted to know why. Like, why do this keep happening? Like, why? And so it's just, that's what happened within this last month. It's just, you're trying to like my focus point. I think I'm trying not to think so much, and I talk a lot with my hands, guys. But my focus point right now is just focusing on packing, moving things we'll need for our new place to keep my mind from wondering what could I've done different, what could I've changed to make this baby have lived or this baby have made it into this world. And I don't know, I'm trying not to think like that, but I really feel that we people that do suffer with miscarriages, and they really don't have much of an outlet to talk about it, because people will say, well, you have another kid, or you have to take care of this kid, or you can try again. And I mean, what if I try again and it happens again? What are you going to tell me again? Oh, just keep trying. I can see myself, like I told Sean, I'm 25, and I think once we have another successful pregnancy, giving birth and everything, I don't see myself having any more kids. No more than that. No more than 2. I say 3 is the max, because twins does run in my side of the family. My mom had 3 sets. I'm a set. My brother has a set. Now another thing is Eminem would have had a twin. So when we waited, we got pregnant literally a month later. They told us like 6 months. Yeah, you can't get pregnant again. We were pregnant right after we married. We were pregnant again. We waited. We didn't tell people about the pregnancy for a while. Like, literally. Yeah, I think we didn't tell everyone until Mother's Day. That's when we announced our pregnancy. You learn to not like speak on it or talk about it, because a lot of people just like, they don't realize that their questioning is rude, what you would or what they would say to grieve them, because they're still grieving. Like, you still lost a life, you still had something growing inside of you. So it doesn't matter if it was just embryos. It doesn't matter if it was just that. It was still something we created, something that was eventually going to have a heartbeat, eventually going to have a feet to run on this earth and walk on this earth. So it doesn't matter which stage I had a miscarriage. I still had one. You still want comfort. I felt this last one wasn't a lot of comfort. So comforting myself is shopping. I love couponing. So we're already like, we did the same thing when we had a miscarriage after a raise. I had already planned that we wanted to have another baby. So we had already started buying the things that we needed, unisex stuff, and it's kind of what we're doing now. The same thing. So when we try, we're already trying again. So I have what's today? Wednesday? I have 2 days. I'm going to wait 3, but I have 2 days I can test. Early. And then you wait, and you see if it doesn't, like, I kind of like want to push it off as long as I can. I'm not so disappointed or hurt. But with Eminem, we were pregnant with him within a month, and we had 2 sacs. So we had 2 separate sacs, which basically we had supposed to have been 2 pregnancies at one time. So because before we got pregnant, we went to the doctor. Everything was clear, good, ultrasounds, nothing was left. So my body like released 2 eggs at the time. So basically the kids could have been 2 different sacs, or they could have been the same because they didn't share. But they could have been 2 different sacs or the same sacs, but they're just in 2 separate sacs. So Reese had his sac, and then there was another sac next to him. So he had already developed his heartbeat, but you couldn't see a heartbeat in the second sac. So they waited and made me come back, I think at 12 weeks, because normally everybody goes like, you go 5 weeks at the time you go. When you go, it'd be like 5 weeks along. They confirm your pregnancy, you go back at 7 weeks, they see if they can see a heartbeat. If not, then they tell you back at 12 weeks. This wasn't the case with Ariz, with my pregnancy with Ariz. They had me come back. They're like, you may be having twins, but we don't see a heartbeat in the second sac. Well, I mean, you can see the placenta, you can see all that stuff is developing, but you don't see a heartbeat. So you only see 1 heartbeat. You don't see 2. So they had me come back at 12 weeks. They still did not see a heartbeat. So you're kind of like high risk because they don't know what's going to happen. They don't want that other sac to fuse with a raised sac, the one with the heartbeat. So I think all the way up until like halfway, almost into third trimester, I had to go to the doctor every 2 weeks, and a raised had to be we had to make sure the sac was not outgrowing his sac, or raised was larger. Like that sac, it kind of looked like literally like just like a blob next to raised, but you can see like the different, like they're separated. And so basically what had to happen is the raised had to really outgrow the other baby's sac, because if I'm giving nutrition, like both sacs kind of look like they were growing, so they didn't want them to fuse together and cause problems, because a lot of birth defects happens. But that was really a lot. Like I still had a really healthy pregnancy. I didn't go I didn't gain any weight with raised. A lot of people was yelling at me like, you need to see a different doctor, why aren't you gaining any weight? And I was frustrated. I was like, okay, why am I not gaining weight? And then when they told me like a raise was a few weeks behind, even though I never had a big appetite and the raise was pressing on my stomach, so I was snacking a lot on like crackers and oatmeal. I never really ate big meals, and I was like, I can't force myself. If I force myself, I'm eventually send myself into not eating for days. So like when I felt like it was more of a force to do something, I couldn't do it. Like I felt forced to have to eat. Even though you want to like give your baby everything you need to give them, but when your body, your stomach won't allow you to do it, you just can't. You can't force yourself into doing something that your body is just like, hey, back up, you're doing too much. And when my doctors confirmed that Ariz was growing great, what was happening is Ariz was taking everything that I was given. So he would leave me with probably 1 or 2% of the food I was eating. And so my nutrition kind of helped me get on the plan of eating, like if I ate and let him take everything, and once I started to feel hungry, eat something like more like a sandwich or something to help me stay full. But he came out as 6.7 pounds, so he was good. He was healthy. But another thing did happen after labor. I hated that they were telling me that everything was fine. Like this lady was like, okay, that's good blood. Like they were never once telling me, oh, you're losing too much blood, Erica, maybe we should give you some iron pills. They were never like telling me anything like that. Though like, every time the nurse and them came to check me, they just kept saying, okay, everything is looking good. And then next thing you know, Sean leaves, go take my mom to the Greyhound, and I was literally about to drop Eminem, literally. And the doctor comes in. He said, they all rush in. It was like, don't get out this bed, don't move, don't do anything. If you need to get him, call let us get him. And they were like, my Dr. Green came in and was like, they were literally on the verge giving me a blood transfusion. My blood levels dropped below 4. Now, once you get to a 5, that is low. And once you drop below a 5, you're most likely recommended to have a blood transfusion. And they didn't. Dr. Green just kept ringing that phone. He was like, give her red meat. So the last few days I was there, they just made me eat like steaks and all this other stuff to get my blood levels back up. And after I had him, I had to go into the doctor once a week to have my blood levels checked. And it took forever because I think I went for like 6 weeks straight. So it took like 6 weeks for my blood levels to increase back to normal. And it's just, I wish more women had outlets to talk about miscarriages and stuff, because we don't. We feel that we're told to like get over it. Like you're still your body still went through labor and everything. So guys, I'll let you know how our trying to conceive baby number 2 goes. I can test in a few days, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we conceive and let the journey begin. So thanks guys for watching. I just continue to pray for us. If continue to pray for the women that's around the world that is going through this, that doesn't have an outlet to talk about it, or like have like the support to talk about it. So I just thought that I'll share this story with you guys about all the things that have happened. So we've been through 3 miscarriages, and I forgot what the pregnancy was called. Once you have 2 sacs, but only one baby develop a heartbeat. I forgot the name of it. So, but thanks guys for watching. Love you. Peace out.